Hello, I'm Margaret Munoz, and I'm glad you're with me today as I talk about this difficult topic. I haven't experienced cancer myself, but I've accompanied many people walking that particular path, both when I was a naturopath and now with EFT. In fact, one of my first mentors was when I was still in naturopathic college, 30 odd years ago, I have to say now, was Patria King, who survived a rare leukemia and subsequently set up the Quest for Life Foundation. So you may like to visit their website as they offer many areas of support. That's the Quest for Life Foundation. So back to tapping, which is most certainly not a substitute for appropriate care and a medical care, that is. But it is a wonderful adjunct. And today I want to give you some ideas about how it can be used. I've got a list of 7 to get through. So first of all, let's start with the diagnosis. Most often a diagnosis of cancer comes as a great shock, and sometimes the manner in which the news can be delivered can be very upsetting. Some of the stories I hear completely defy belief, really. Shock then gets lodged in the body, which disrupts the effective functioning of many areas of the body, just the areas of the body that you want to be doing healing work. So I always revisit the diagnosis with my clients and clear all the shock, the disbelief and other negative emotions that arose at that time. Even if it was a long time ago, it doesn't matter. And it can really release the body of a lot of stress that it's been carrying, which alone helps the body to heal. So number 2, I found that one of the most difficult things is for people to navigate through all the treatment options. And so you can use tapping to help deal with the overwhelm, the not knowing what to do, who to listen to, who to believe, trying to work out the best thing to do, wading through all the information, trying to decide what the next step is. So tapping can help to, it clears your mind, just so it becomes easier to make decisions. And you might also need to use it to work on the pressure that can come from doctors and family and friends who are convinced that they know what you should be doing, and it can be really difficult to combat that. You might feel that you have to justify what you're doing. So some tapping on that can be really helpful. Number 3. Well, of course, there's always an enormous amount of fear and anxiety, panic perhaps. And tapping is especially useful for this because it works directly on the stress centers in the brain and decreases the levels of circulating stress hormones. Tapping really is the best thing to have literally at your fingertips, so that you can tap multiple times a day. And also if you're awake at night, which a lot of people are, so that you can continually release all the fears around like so many different things as they arise. It can be really helpful to get specific about what's worrying you. Tapping always works best when you get specific. So it might be not being able to take care of the kids, losing your job, not being able to go with the treatment, not being able to pay the bills, being terrified of surgery, terrified about dying or being incapacitated for the rest of your life. You know, it's like just a massive ongoing list of fears. So no matter what it is that's concerning you, you can bring tapping to it to help relieve both the worry in your mind and the effects in your body. So tap on each particular fear as you identify it. You just take them like one at a time. Don't try and tackle a whole lot at once. Although, of course, you can tap on generalized fear and anxiety. So, number 4, you can use tapping before chemotherapy or radiation treatment. Knowing that your next treatment is coming up can really set the body off. So use tapping to keep the anxiety at bay. And you can even use it while you're having the treatment. And learning how to do finger tapping is really good for this. Very handy. I do love puns. Then there's the issue of waiting for results, which of course can be excruciating. You know, any sort of result. So you can tap on the symptoms, whether that's agitation or the lack of focus, you know, having stuff running around your head, the knot in your stomach, or when those thoughts are going around your head, just look at what the mind is saying, the negative what ifs, the worst case scenarios, and of course it can be really helpful to add some soothing choices. For example, you might say, even though my mind focuses on the worst, I choose to stay positive about all possible outcomes. And then you can tap around with the reminder phrases. I choose to stay positive about all positive outcomes. Or another possible one could be, even though I'm afraid I won't cope if it's bad news, I choose to acknowledge my strength and courage, so that you're really focusing on some sort of positive outcome. Okay, number 6, powering through here. So remember, although it's called emotional freedom techniques, it can be used to relieve physical symptoms. And it's often amazingly effective at this. So you can apply it to each symptom that you have. So if you've got multiple symptoms, like the other things, just focus on one at a time. Describe it to yourself accurately. You know, I've got this pain in my chest, like where it is, how it feels. It's a stabbing pain, perhaps how it looks, and then give it an intensity rating. We usually use, 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense, so that you can measure how you're doing, and then you tap until you find some relief. If the symptom is very persistent and tapping makes no difference, note how you're feeling about having that particular symptom, and tap on that feeling. It might be as simple as, I hate having it. Releasing that will help relieve tension in your body, which of course helps everything else. And finally, number 7, it can really help to look at your relationship with your body and to yourself. A lot of people talk about fighting cancer or even losing the battle. Of course, these are terms of war, not of peace, love, acceptance, compassion, which are the emotional states that enhance the effectiveness of the body to heal itself, which of course is what we want. Learning how to bring love, caring, compassion, kindness, acceptance to yourself and your body, to your own suffering, to really give care to your own suffering, may even be the most important journey here. So I wish you well with that. And if I can support you in any way with this, please do get in touch. You can find me at tangibleresults.com.au. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.